I love international breaks. It brings out the stupidity in everybody.
How many defenders do we see they're scared before the game even starts because it's like, oh my god, they move by object?
I've seen them definitely.
No, definitely.
Monstrous games where I'm walking away like, yo, Gabriel, that's a dog right there. Saliba, that's a Rolls-Royce.
The guy who was saying he can go down as a top 10 center back of all time, I think that's too. I'm not saying he can't, but it's too premature to say that. But the trajectory that he's on, bro, he has everything in his game to go down as one of the best center backs in this sport, for sure.
See, that right there sums up everything that you need to know. It seems like the new meta and the new trend these days is to bring up a good player that's having a good few months in your team, and you call him world class. You call him a Rolls-Royce. You call him an all-time great. Being overrated doesn't mean you're not good. It means that you're being put on a level in which you do not deserve. William Saliba is top class. William Saliba is top class. World class? I'm not so sure. He can definitely get there, but I have to see more. World class entails that basically you don't have to be the best player in your position in the world, but it basically means you can just walk into every single club in the world. Every single club's first team in the world, okay? Kevin De Bruyne, Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk, Ruben Dias, okay? Players like that can literally just walk into any team and start. It doesn't matter who the club is. You can go into that team and you would be instantly given a starting spot. In my opinion, William Saliba is basically a world-class, top class version of Kurt Zouma, Badiashile, That's basically where I think William Saliba is at. I'd be saying, oh, how could you say such a thing? That is so disrespectful. Well, isn't this disrespectful? John Stones is a world-class Rob. Who the hell is Rob Holding? John Stones is a world-class center half. Okay? He is a world-class center half. Multiple-time Premier League champion, treble winner, 11 completed dribbles in the Champions League final, most ever since Lionel Messi. Yeah, he's world-class. So yeah, watch your stupid comparisons because when it's brought back to you, you don't like it. I'm so surprised. Did anybody actually watch the game against Manchester City? Arsenal against Manchester City. Great game. Congratulations to Arsenal. I picked Arsenal to be the Premier League champions in the beginning. It was in my prediction video. I said Arsenal, we're going to win the league because of the momentum. All right, because of the shortcomings from last season, especially because William Saliba got injured last season. And honestly, I said Odegaard was going to be my player this season. Those were my predictions, and I stand by them because I think those two might actually come true. Martin Odegaard is one of my favorite football players in the world. Saliba is a top-class center half. I rate Saliba a lot, okay? And he clearly rates our football club, ranking Ruben Dias ahead of Virgil van Dijk, saying Erling Haaland is the best. And he also said Vincent Kompany is, he basically ranked him as the best center half in the history of the Premier League, which I don't necessarily agree with, but I loved William Saliba for doing it. I absolutely love William Saliba and everything. He has the thickest French accent I've ever heard in my entire life.
But sometimes I don't like his music. But
my name is William Saliba, I'm from France. But if you actually watch that game, he didn't really stand out for most of the game. He really didn't. The only reason people are talking about William Saliba, because of that, I'm not talking about for the season, because of that game, is because of this. Okay, 1 billion meme videos because he did this to Erling Haaland, okay? I played football for a long time. That's a complete fair challenge. If you're whining about that, then you're just soft, in my opinion. So there's nothing wrong with that. William Saliba is just strong as hell. But was he the best center half on that field? No. This guy was. Josko Gvardiol was the best defender in the game. Some of the tackles that he did, the interceptions that he did, outstanding. Some of the passes that Josko Gvardiol did, the composure of Josko Gvardiol playing out of position, I thought he was the best defender on the field, both teams. William Saliba is top class. I would obviously rank Saliba ahead of Gvardiol in the Premier League right now, but honestly, it's just because of what William Saliba has done in the last couple of weeks, in the last 4, 5, 6 games. I know he lost to Lens, and that was actually pretty embarrassing, but Gvardiol really hasn't, played as much as Saliba, so I'm giving the nod to William Saliba. Yeah, these talks about William Saliba already being an all-time great, Arsenal's PR is gigantic. Manchester City basically have no PR, okay? And I know what you're going to say, we have no fans. It's not really that. Chelsea, Tottenham, West Ham, Villa, Manchester City. We don't really, Paris Saint-Germain. Newcastle, Bayern Munich, basically those Premier League teams and basically anybody else outside the Premier League except for Barcelona and Real Madrid. They don't really have the PR. They don't really have some of the PR that like Barcelona, Arsenal, Liverpool have in the media. The PRs of those clubs are absolutely ginormous, okay? Call William Saliba already an all-time great, a world-class defender. It's so incredibly premature, okay? It's so incredibly premature because you were benched at the World Cup, buddy, by Kanate and Raphael Varane because they're better than you, and the French coach thought they were better than you, and they almost won a freaking World Cup. This was France's lineup against Australia. This was the lineup against Denmark. This was a lineup against Tunisia. This was a lineup against Poland. This was a lineup against England. This was a lineup against Morocco. This was a lineup against Argentina. Where is your Rolls-Royce center half here? Where is he? Because you were all you Arsenal fans were calling him a Rolls-Royce last season, before he got injured, okay? The World Cup was before his injury. Where the hell was he? Okay? Gvardiol was the best defender in the tournament, played almost every single minute, the best defender at the tournament, and he's younger than William Saliba. And guess what? I'm not calling Gvardiol a world-class center half. I'm not calling him a Rolls-Royce. I'm not already comparing him to Van Dijk or the best center halves in the history of football, okay? Because as far as I'm concerned, none of you know anything about all-time greats. And for you to say that he has a trajectory to be an all-time great is absolutely pathetic. My favorite defender of all time is Gaetano Sierra. If you don't know who that is, you shouldn't really be talking about all-time, debates with any of these players. Up here, I have the stats of two different players for the past 365 days and their percentiles compared to other center halves in the world. You can clearly see a big difference. One has a lot more green, a lot more better stats. One is performing statistically much better than the other. However, one of them is William Saliba and one of them is Josko Gvardiol. So that should probably put you into perspective of, calling all of your players Rolls-Royce the world-class. Just stop. I love William Saliba. I want him to be world-class. I would love for him to succeed because he's such a talented football player, but it's so premature. Ruben Diaz, at William Saliba's age, won the Premier League. He won the Carabao Cup. We went on a 20+20, I think it was 21 game win streak in all competitions. Not 21 games unbeaten. 21 games, 21 wins in a row, all competitions. I think that was top 6 or 7 in the history of football. It was because of him that John Stones had a resurgence. Both of them were absolutely unplayable. We were conceding goals left, right, and center. We brought on Ruben Diaz. Mwah. He fixes everything right then and there. We won the Premier League. He was voted UEFA Defender of the Season, the best defender in the world, his first season in the Premier League. He's been in this league for 3 years. He's never lost a Premier League season, okay? He's won all 3, and he was a Football Writers Association Player of the Year, okay? So if you're going to call Saliba Rolls-Royce, I expect him to win all of these. And here's the thing, even if he doesn't win, he could still be considered world-class, okay? The eye test. Statistics, yes, they matter. It's a factor. It's not the factor. I've said that on my channel so many times, but Ruben Diaz at William Saliba's age was actually the best defender in the world. Literally the best defender in Europe, the best defender in the world. So yeah, there are levels, but I don't see any media source. Bleacher Report, ESPN, all these, they're partnered with Arsenal, United, Liverpool. ESPN loves Barcelona. They love Barcelona. I don't see any Rolls-Royce, all this media hype for Ruben Diaz. He's been doing it at a high level for the past 2 or 3 seasons. There's not a single team in world football that doesn't start Ruben Diaz. There's not a single team in world football that doesn't allow Ruben Diaz to just come in and slot in. Okay, not a single team. To conclude with this, William Saliba is top class. I consider him one of the 3 or 4 best center halves in the Premier League. But world class, I think he will get there. But to call him Rolls-Royce world class and all-time great right now is so pathetically premature, okay? Because Raphael Varane, Thiago Silva, Van Dijk, John Stones, Ruben Diaz, they've been doing it at such a high level for years, okay? For years, all right? And this might seem so incredibly, disrespectful, but it's just how I feel. Saliba and Romero, there's not a huge difference between them in terms of levels. Okay, Saliba, in my opinion, is better than Romero. I think he is. But Romero is top class. He's an amazing center half. Tottenham has no PR. Manchester City have no PR. Chelsea have no PR. Compared to Arsenal, our PRs are basically non-existent. Saliba will be a world-class player.